Hey guys, this is Crypto with James talking to you today about Enzyme, formerly known as MLN. This is a crypto that I do believe can do quite a run, and it's out of a couple of reasons, but one of which is the people that will use it are probably going to opt to use it because it's easy, because it's simple, not necessarily because it's the safest thing to use. But as a result, I do think this can do a nice price pump in the next bull cycle, because people want to use something that's simple and easy, that they don't have to think about. Hence the success of a lot of the high interest accounts that we've seen. Even those ones that have collapsed, they had huge success prior to their collapse. Also, Coinbase CEO has come out and said that he believes an extended crypto winter is coming. I personally don't think the FTX collapse has changed anything whatsoever, really, in terms of time frame, and I'll explain why in this video. Before I do, though, if you're new to the channel, and you wonder why you should listen to me, these are the first 26 coins that I spoke about on this channel. They're the first 26 coins I was in when I made this channel. Had you put in $100 into these coins, and ignored the coins for literally your entire time since you bought them, been the worst investor ever, after doing every single possible thing wrong, you would still be in profit for around 8.8k. Doing absolutely everything wrong. But if you'd done everything right, if you'd done the reverse, if you'd bought low, sold high, if you'd sold them last year when the markets were absolutely flying, you'd have been in profit for 123 grand. Big difference between doing the right thing and the wrong thing. Obviously, I sold all these coins last year. These are not what I hold anymore. If you want to see what I own, my current portfolio, go to copymycrypto.com. On that site, I share my entire portfolio, every coin I buy, every coin I sell. We have tons of tutorials on the site that's set up for anyone that's new to crypto. Same stuff that I send my family and friends that want to get in. And look, I've deep dived these markets for the past 8 years. You can see the history of success. The spreadsheet says enough. I deep dive these markets every day. I find the coins that I like, that I think can win in the next bull cycle. You can copy along, no work required. And you'll notice Phantom tops the list. It did a 677x. That was the only Udemy course I've made in my life. When I find the next Phantom, I'm not going to do a Udemy course. I'm going to go onto the site and tell the members I'm getting in on this coin and give the reasons why. So if you want to get in on the next big 100x coin, you can go to the site now. Links in the description, guys. So Enzyme. Enzyme's priced at like $19. I do genuinely believe this can hit a couple $100. Tiny circulating supply. Absolutely minuscule. Yeah, 2 million tokens. That's it. So even if it ramped up to $500, it would need to ramp up to $500 to be $1 billion market cap. I don't see it ramping up to 500, but I can see a couple $100. It hit 250 in 2018. Even last year, it managed to hit like 162. I think it can carry on some decent momentum and hit a couple $100. And the reasons why are really straightforward. It's not something I would actually recommend anyone buy. But look, Enzyme's powered by the MLN token. Enzyme empowers people to build and scale investment strategies. Now, the beauty of this is obviously that it's an automated process. So it requires no real work from people. People like, as a general rule, to be fairly lazy. This is why people have ended up getting burned on whether it's like Celsius or whether it's any sort of exchange that's gone down. Like the consistent message within this space has always been, guys, secure your own wallets, keep your cryptos safe. Majority of people don't do that, or they go, I'll get round to it. And as a result, but they look at exchanges, and they have looked at exchanges in the past like banks. Oh, well, my money's okay there. And clearly, obviously, that's not the case. I hope everyone now that's got money on exchanges is looking at it going, if this is money that's going to hurt me, if it's lost, I'll remove it. But the principle behind Enzyme is quite similar. So it's an on-chain asset management system. So effectively what happens is all you have to do is find a vault with a proven track record on Enzyme, free yourself from day-to-day hassles whilst retaining full custody of your assets, and you can filter strategies by assets, risk, and performance and find one that fits your risk profile. So there's a nice idea there. However, look, again with vaults, there is a similar premise here. Look, vault can fail massively. Vaults are not exempt from failure. Just because it's sort of a decentralized system does not mean that you'd be mitigated of all risk. And whilst I like the concept, whilst I think the concept is quite clever in terms of, look, this is, we have tons of vaults that are under asset management. You can see the success rates of them over a historic time frame. As a result, you deposit your funds and, those vaults either make you money or lose you money. But again, the problem is look, while you are in control of your wallet, you're in control of everything else, the funds can fail. Yeah, it only takes one crypto within the fund to fail. It only takes one stock within a fund to fail. You're not exempt from huge losses with using something like this. And I think fundamentally you're passing on, you're giving up control by just by depositing it all, because you're not making any decisions. And that's kind of a risk. They've got full transparency on how the strategies work. And they explain within the vaults how these integrations work. They're fully integrated with all the biggest DeFi projects out there. So there is a lot that's very positive about this. And I can totally see why people would use it in the same way that I saw why people would leave funds on exchanges or would put funds into a high interest account. I totally understand the psychology behind why people would do that. The problem is, we're in really uncertain times right now. Every economy around the world is struggling. We have contagion events within the crypto space that are continuing. I don't think the FTX fallout is done. We already saw that one of their subsidiaries, Liquid, which is an exchange in Japan, have halted all withdrawals and will no longer allow any deposits or withdrawals because they're owned by FTX, and as a result, they have to go through the Chapter 11 filing that the FTX is going through. An enzyme is a great concept, it's a good idea, it's a sensible premise. But again, I think because you're not mitigated whatsoever by risk, I think you're going to end up with a really serious, you can again end up with a serious situation. Now, the fact is Enzyme is DeFi. Enzyme is asset management. Enzyme has all the hallmarks of a crypto that people are going to really want to use. And I do believe that. I do believe this will rally and have a lot of success. However, there's a big distinction between owning the token and participating in the vaults. And I think the token itself can run back up to a couple $100. I don't think it will do much more than that, but it could run up to a couple $100 if they market effectively, if they can draw in users. Because they need to draw in users for those vaults, more users than what they've got, because they've got a couple thousand, 3,000 depositors. You'd want a lot more than that, and that would really move the price. But I wouldn't use the app. I wouldn't use the app, but I'm not saying for a second that that the owning the token is necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, not financial advice, but I don't think the vaults are exempt from significant risk. The token, and obviously, if one of the vaults, but the fact that they've got 1,200 plus vaults, one vault crashes, Enzyme's not going to get wrecked. So the token itself should do quite well, but the vaults could be dangerous. There's like the distinction. But obviously, but one counterpoint as well is if there was a massive, one of the biggest holdings that's across all the vaults, because I'm sure there'll be particular assets that are that are held across a number of different vaults. If that goes down or that crashes, then a number of the vaults could have issues, and if a number of the vaults have issues, then feasibly Enzyme itself as a token could have issues. But can it 10x? Yeah, probably can. Or it's about the max I think it would do, but I wouldn't again touch the vaults, because someone else has decided to set up the vault the way they have, and you don't know who they are. You don't know what their interests are. You don't know anything about them. There's a lot of trust to put into a particular vault that's been set up by a particular asset manager who you don't know. That's all I'm saying. But I do still think the token will rally, because again, why has Trust Wallet started rallying huge? Because people don't necessarily want to go out and buy a Trezor or a Ledger, but they'll utilize a decentralized wallet because it's easier, it's less work. People fundamentally like something that's less work. And it's the psychology that actually matters. Yeah, but what do you guys think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think it can do more than the $200? Do you think it can do less? Do you think it's a danger coin? What do you think? Let me know down below. And if you are a returning viewer and you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel out so much. It means I can start getting big guests on. That's what I want. And if there's any guests that you in particular would like on this channel, let me know and I will try and make it happen. And yeah, guys, if you want to see the coins I own, come read copymycrypto.com. On that site, I share my whole portfolio. The step-by-step tutorials that we've got in place are for anyone that wants to get into the market but doesn't know how to even get started. And all I do is deep dive these markets. It's literally my job is just to stare at charts and read fundamentals and find cryptos that I like, that I think long term, not even like, the ones that I think fundamentally have gains to make, and I will get in on them and I'll tell the members and they can copy along. It's really straightforward. Go read the site. Yeah, links in the description, guys. And finally, FTX. So FTX collapse will likely lead to an extended crypto winter till the end of 2023. It's not an extended crypto winter. That's exactly what I would expect. I'd actually expect it to last till 2024. Look, here's the reality. Bitcoin halving, roughly, because you can't have an exact day. It depends on how, obviously, the blocks change. It depends on how the difficulty changes. It depends on how the mining. There's too many variables, so you can't give an exact day. Bitcoin halving, 18th of April, 2024. That's what matters right now. That has always been the catalyst for the next run in a bull cycle. So I'd be expecting that the back end of 2024 is when the market's going to start kicking into gear properly. So I don't think the FTX collapse changed the time frame, but I think it's a sensible thing for Coinbase to blame FTX for crypto winter, because it shifts a particular focus. It takes it off of the crypto markets, takes any potential negative attitudes about Coinbase away, because everyone focuses on FTX. and it's just it's marketing tactics. I get it. You shitting on the person that's just had a rough time. By the way, not that FTX don't. Obviously, FTX deserve it. They've behaved very poorly, but I completely get why Coinbase have done that. Now, fundamentally, I don't think it's changed anything. I think I've said on my site and I've said on YouTube for ages that look, the crypto halving has always been, and until something changes, the Bitcoin halving has always been the thing that changes the markets. Nothing's new, nothing's changed, but it's a sensible way to hammer home that FTX suck. Which, fair enough. And yeah, Liquid, if you're in Japan, Liquid have collapsed as well. Liquid is a subsidiary of FTX. They have announced yesterday that they're halting all withdrawals. We're not done. We're not done with this. This is going to continue for a while. Negative news stories are going to be coming out. We are actually in a bear cycle, news cycle right now. So it's going to be very, very interesting 6 weeks or so till the end of the year. Looking forward to it. But anyway, that's it from me, guys. Take it easy. Bye-bye.